Hi, I'm Leah. Welcome to my podcast, China Liao Talks. In this podcast, I share honest and down-to-earth stories about life in China, covering everything from culture and work to language learning, all based on real experiences. Let's dive in. Hello, 大家好. Today's guest is Thomas from Germany. He's an entrepreneur, best-selling author, and content creator with over 10 million followers across social media. Today, I will ask about his journey to become one of the most influential Western voices in China. Thomas, can you briefly introduce yourself, please, maybe in Chinese?
Yes, 可以，没问题，谢谢你。
谢谢。
我叫 Thomas， 我德文名字叫 Thomas， 我中文名字叫阿福。然后怎么介绍我自己呢？就很难，因为我做的事情很多。你刚刚已经说过了，我就是以前大部分的时间做自媒体，然后我也是一个作者，我写了3本书。然后现在我也是一个商务人士嘛，一个创业者，我有我自己的公司，所以我的身份比较多。
哇，对，我知道了。然后你的中文真好，
还好，我在上海已经10几年了。
10几年了。Okay, we are switching our conversation to English. I was about to ask him that, like how he became so fluent in Chinese. Did you come here for school or work?
The first time I came to China was in 2007. At that time, I had at my high school in Germany, we had a Chinese class. It was just more for fun. It was not a regular class off the schedule. And then our teacher took us, it was 60 students. We came for a class trip or a field trip here to China. I was 19 at that time, so 1 year before I graduated, and we came here to do some school exchange with some Chinese schools, also do a lot of touristic stuff. And I really loved it here, and I said, wow, this is a great country. It's so different to Germany. Germany, very boring. I want to go here. I want to come here someday. And yeah, then after this, the second time I came to China was in 2012. In 2012, I came here for doing a summer course in Chinese at Tongji University.
Oh, you was in Shanghai to study at Tongji for a couple months there?
For 2 months. It was during the summer holiday, but after that, I came a year later. I came again to study here for 1 year at Fudan University. So I started learning Chinese on a regular basis in Germany, at my German university. And then came here for 2 months for the Tongji University summer school. And then after a year back in Germany, I came here to study here 1 year at Fudan University.
When you came to Shanghai for studying at the university, how much did you understand already that time?
So I had the feeling that I was studying at that time. I've been studying in Germany for 2 years. So I thought it will be okay in everyday life, and it was indeed. But I needed another 6 months living and studying here in Shanghai that I feel now I can take care of 80% of the everyday issues. So it is very, very hard. So it took me 2 years in Germany, plus 2 months summer school here in Shanghai, plus half a year here that I think, okay, now I can get along during everyday life and solve everyday issues and problems. Yeah, so 2.5 years roughly.
So I guess what you studying in Germany and what you actually face in here must be a lot different, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. The one thing is, in Germany, we learned very 标准, very standard 普通话, very standard language. But then you come here and people talk in dialects. And then you talk to the driver, and the driver is talking Shanghainese to you.
Yeah.
To the taxi driver. And then you said, okay, this is nothing I learned in school. Then you go to southern China and they speak Cantonese. Then you go to other places, everyone has their dialects and accents, so it's very, very hard to understand, learn the standard Chinese Mandarin, and then there are so many accents here.
Yeah, and they also use lots of slangs as well.
Yeah, but it's okay. You just have to put in the work for years and years, and then it will be okay.
Did you also have other choices to go to other countries back in time, or did you only looking at China?
No, actually, the first time I came to Asia, I came to Japan.
Oh.
In 2004, because we had friends from Germany living in Japan, and I always wanted to see other countries, see other cultures, and then said, okay, 2004, I was 15 years old. Said, okay, we have friends in Japan. I asked my mother and father, can I go to Japan? I really want to see it. And they said, okay, but you cannot go alone. Take your sister with me. And then we went with my sister and a friend to Japan for 3 months. And I said, wow, this is crazy. It's like totally different to what's happening in Germany. Better food, and the people are very nice and very interesting culture. So I said, okay, Asia is really something I'm interested in. And then in the school we had this Chinese course, and then I registered for it, and I said, oh wow, Chinese is also very interesting. So that's why I started learning Chinese, and then also doing it in university, also studying Chinese in university.
Wow.
Yeah. Because I was thinking there are more connections between German economy and Chinese economy than with other countries. So I thought maybe for my career it would be better to learn Chinese than, for example, Korean or Japanese. But I also had a lot of classmates who studied Korean or Japanese.
Ooh. So 3 months is quite a long time, I think. It's not like just a traveling for a short period of time. You can get more of the living experience if you stay there for 3 months.
Or did I say 3 months? It was 3 weeks. Sorry.
Okay.
It was 3 weeks. Yeah.
Okay, 3 weeks.
Yeah, 3 weeks. But 3 weeks is still you can get a taste of the country, the people, the culture. It's really interesting. Yeah.
Do you still have a chance to come to Japan sometimes, for traveling or something?
Yeah. After that, I went to Japan quite a couple of times. The second time I came was a couple of years ago. I went on a cruise with a cruise ship from Shanghai, and then I think we went to Nagasaki Nagasaki, I think. Is it? Yeah. And then last year I went to Tokyo, and I've been there for a couple of times. I really like it there.
Then how do you see the difference between China and Japan? From your eyes, I'm very curious about it.
Oh, it's a big difference. It's a big difference. So number one is the culture is totally different. So Japanese people are much more shy when it comes to foreigners, I have the feeling. Because when you travel to China as a white boy like me, and I travel to some remote areas like the countryside, everyone will be very curious about me. Even they don't speak English, but they so 你是谁呀? 你来自哪里呀? So where are you from? Who are you? Which country are you from? They're very, very interested. And even they don't speak English, they ask you in Chinese. And if you don't understand, you have to talk with your hands and feet. In Japan, I have the feeling that people are much more shy and are not talking to foreigners, or they don't dare to talk to foreigners as in China. And also a big difference I see is that in China there is so many different cultures, because it's a country and population with very different cultures and ethnic groups. Right? It's 56 different ethnic groups. So you have the Han, but then you have a lot of different other minorities. And that also means the food is totally different. And China is just a much bigger country and has a much bigger population than Japan does. So I think it's much more fragmented. So it's not like Japanese is more there. You also have different people from the north or from the south, but it's not as different as in China, because when people from Shanghai are so different to people from Inner Mongolia or people from Tibet. Right, so it's a huge difference. I don't see this big difference in Japan.
Good observation, I think. I have been talking to other people from other countries as well, and the interesting discovery for me that those people actually told me that Chinese people are also shy compared to the people in their country, which I saw very interesting.
Maybe it's also a difference for me, because what I did most of the time was doing videos. So for my videos, I really needed interaction. So I also was talking to the people the whole time. I was always asking, 老板,你在卖什么? 老板,这个多少钱? And then they would be, oh, you're speaking Chinese and your Chinese is so good. And so I always needed the interaction for my videos. So that's why I had to talk to the people. So I think this is a big difference. If you go there as a tourist, maybe you yourself as a shy person would not talk to all the people, but I really love to talk to all the people I meet. Even in Shanghai, I just talk to all the AIs on the street or whoever, stranger people. I really like it.
Yeah. When did you start making videos?
2016.
2016. Oh.
Long time ago.
Wow, almost 10 years
Almost
now.
10 years. It started in, I think, February 2016, so it's close to 10 years.
Wow.
So I'm the grandfather of 老外网红 of foreign social media influencers in China.
Yeah. And I've known you through your videos for, I don't know, quite a long time, at least before COVID.
Yeah. I started 2016, and then I guess my high peak was maybe 2019, 2021. This is when most of the people watched my videos, where I this was my full time. I did 6 to 8 videos a month, but this was long videos, 10 to 15 minutes, YouTube style videos.
I see. Well, you were a full-time content creator at that time?
Full time, yeah. It's a real job. It's a lot of work. If you want to do 6 to 8 long form videos a month, it's a lot you have to do. Sometimes, for example, we did a video series in Dongbei, so in the northern part of China, and we went there for 4 days and shot 6 videos in 4 days. And it's a lot. It's not like the short TikTok videos. It's 10 to 15 minute videos, and this is a little bit like a documentary, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. So for me, it was also very tiring at some time, but I really enjoyed traveling. I really enjoyed meeting all these people and experience all different cultures and also different countries. I also did videos in Germany, videos in France, videos in Israel, videos in Africa, Madagascar, Thailand, so a lot of different places.
Wow, you traveled to many places.
Yeah.
Wow. So what was your motivation for start making videos?
There actually was no motivation. This was just for fun. So the first video I saw, other people at the time, there was one very famous influencer called Papi Jiang. And she's still very famous, still very popular. So she did a video and I said, this is very fun. I also can do it because I have been creative my whole life. When I was in school, I was at drama class. When I was writing for the local newspaper in Germany. I always was writing my travel blogs. So I really loved being creative, but I never thought that this could be a job. And then I saw this video and I thought it's very interesting. And I said, I also can do it. And then I started doing it and my first video went viral.
Wow.
So, I think, okay, so people like to do it. And then I said, okay, maybe I will do a second video. Then I did a second, a third, a fourth. And then after 10 years, I have maybe 600-700 videos I made. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
So you started as a fun and then it became a job and then now you are doing a lot of other stuff as well.
Yeah. I'm still in the media business because this is my expertise. This is also my passion. I really love to do it. Nowadays, I don't do a lot of videos. I do more grown-up content, so it's more a business media that I'm doing a lot on LinkedIn. Also, we do business briefings, we write a newsletter. It's like business in Asia and about Asia. So we write about innovation, technology. In Asia, we do this 5-minute newsletter every morning, and we want to become the biggest business media company in Asia or in the world.
Wow. So I would like to ask you more about what you are doing now. So before that, I would like to ask you what you were doing in the past. And then, so what kind of video you were posting back in time when you started doing YouTube?
The first videos I did were skits, like 段子 in Chinese. It's like you have a small script and then you play different roles. For example, at that time I did a lot about my Chinese family, like my mother-in-law or my German mother, and the difference between Chinese mothers and German mothers, and I would dress up like a Chinese mother or dress up like a German mother and do these videos. And 2 years later I started doing vlogs, so everything starting from travel, starting from food, a lot of food videos. People love to see food videos, culture in Germany, but I also did like company visits and a lot of different stuff. Yeah. I mean, 600 videos. I even forgot a lot of videos I did. That's like too many.
I have been watching your series of weight loss. So at that time, I was also doing the same.
Weight loss videos.
Weight loss video. That video really motivated me back in time. Literally, I go to the gym every time I watch your video, and while I am doing some muscle, doing cardio and everything. Yeah, seriously, like 20 to 30 minutes every day, every time I watch your video. Seriously.
Happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Actually, like 2 weeks ago, I met a girl here on the streets, and she told me, "Oh, thank you so much. Because of you, I started losing weight, and now I feel so healthy." And this made me very happy, right? Because having a healthy body is very, very important. So I'm very happy if I can be an inspiration, at least for a few people.
You actually gave me two inspiration. One is how we can get healthier and more fit by continuing what we do, and another thing is because you were posting the video mainly in Chinese, it also became Chinese listening practice for me as well.
Yeah, but I wouldn't recommend learning Chinese with me because my Chinese is not perfect, far from perfect. But this is maybe a thing. Even my Chinese is not perfect, but I can communicate with everyone here in China, right? So my approach was never to be perfect, and this maybe can help also other people, because a lot of people are afraid to talk in a foreign language because they think people will make fun of them or they will make mistakes. But it's the same in English or German or Chinese, whatever language, new language you learn, just speak. And most of the people are very nice, very helpful. I have it with my Chinese friends in Germany. When they speak German, everyone's trying to help them, like nobody will laugh about them. And also I think Japanese people will be very happy when they hear foreigners talking Japanese and they're willing to help, willing to correct. And it's the same in China, so you don't have to be perfect.
That was also the courage that you have given me through the video as well, because you are always brave to talk to any random people on the street using your Chinese language skills.
But also for me it was not so easy, because when I was a small boy, I also was very shy. So I actually had to learn it, like how to talk to other people. But in the end I would think like, what should happen? They will not beat me up, or they are all the nice people. They can just ignore me, but nothing happens, right? So I just started to overcome my shyness and started talking to people. So and then it helps a lot also for your personal development.
So you started to talk to people more, even since you were still in Germany or after you moved to China?
After I moved to China, definitely. Because it was part of my job. As I said, for the videos, I had to talk to people. Because if I would talk to the camera the whole time by myself, it would be very boring. I'm not a very interesting person because I'm German, you know, we Germans are very boring. And if I try to be funny, my Chinese friends, they all said, no, you're too German, don't be funny, don't try to be funny, okay? So that's why I started to say, okay, then I have to talk to other people. Like I have to reach out, I have to talk to them on the streets, and then this will make the video more fun. So this really helped me to develop this personality trait, that I say, okay, it's much more easier now for me to talk to people I don't know.
Also, through interviewing the local people, you can really deliver the real face of China, I think.
Yeah. Because the problem is that the media in the West, they're just talking about all these big topics like politics, economy, and then it's just like China does this and this, China does this. But what is China? China is a country with 1.6 billion people, and every one of them has a face, everyone has a soul, has a mind. So I wanted to show these people, at least a part of it, a very, very small part of it. But so I did a quite successful interview series. It's called 3 a.m. So I started with Shanghai at 3 a.m. Why are these people still on the streets? And then I did Changsha, I did Wuhan, I did Guangzhou, I also did in Germany, to show like these people who are outside at night at 3 a.m. Why are they not asleep? What do they do on the streets? So so this was very interesting, and I could show some faces and some They're parts of China that other people maybe don't see in traditional media.
Those stories are so real, and probably through that you could also get to find more of the cultural differences between Germany and China, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. Like in China, the biggest difference is I did these interviews in Germany, and in Germany, I would also ask the question, what is your biggest dream or what is your goal? And most of them were very individualistic. So for me as a person, I want to be rich, I want to be successful, I want to be this and that. And in China, oftentimes it is like, I want my parents to be healthy, I want my family to be rich, I want my kids to be happy. So it's all like it's part of an Asian culture that you think of yourself as part of a bigger group and not you as an individual. So this is a big difference I found out between Europe or the Western cultures and the Asian cultures.
True. Yeah, that sounds very similar to Japan, I saw. Is that also the reason that you started delivering more of like what's happening in China to the other countries, especially to Europe?
Yeah, for sure. It's the same reason, because when we look at innovation, when we look at technology, everything is happening here in Asia, especially in China. So we have automotive, we have AI, we have e-commerce, we have even cosmetics in South Korea, we have robotics in Japan. So the revolutions, the economic revolutions are happening here in Asia. But people in Europe, people in the US, people in the West, they still don't know about it. Sometimes every 1 or 2 weeks, one story from Asia makes it to the news in the West. So that's why I said I have to change it. I have to deliver the technology and innovation that's happening here in Asia to the West in a very fast and also a little bit entertaining, appealing way, and short and on point. So that's what I'm doing right now.
So you still talk about Germany sometimes, right? What kind of impressions or image do the German or even European people have towards China?
The problem is that a lot of people, they don't have an image at all.
Oh.
They're just not interested in China. They ignore China. This is the biggest problem. Because I always say my mission is to show the people China, to show what's going on here, not just China, also South Korea, also Japan, Singapore, Vietnam, all very important countries, to show them Asia, what's going on here. They don't have to be fanboys of China like I am, right? They don't have to love it, but you have to understand it, because every single problem that our world right now faces cannot be solved without China. The economic problems, peace problems, the environmental problems, everything needs China, every single problem. So we cannot afford to ignore China, but a lot of people in Germany, in the West, they don't have any idea what's going on here. They don't have any clue how important it is. And this is my mission. I have to show them. You have to understand what is going on here.
True. I understand what you mean. Similar things happening in Japan too.
Right?
Yeah. But the situation is a little different between Japan and China, because Japan and China has a long history. Our Guangxi relationship is a little bit complicated as well because of what has happened in the past as well.
Yeah, but the thing is, I always see it as it's complicated on a political level, but it's not as complicated on a people level. Also not on an economy level. I think we write a lot of cooperation, so when it comes to medicines, for example, biotech, there are so many cooperations between the US and China, between Japan and China, between South Korea and China. And these are all projects that give you and me a better life. When, for example, they are working together to develop a better drug for cancer treatment, for example. There's a lot of international cooperation. So yeah, it's very complicated on a political level, but it's not on an economical and people level. Because I have so many friends from China who love to travel to Japan. They love to eat Japanese food. And it's the same thing right now with the visa-free policy. So many Japanese tourists are coming here to China, and if you go to Xintiandi or you go to the Bund, it's a lot of South Korean, Japanese people, because they really want to see with their own eyes what's happening here. And this is also something I would say with everyone. I cannot explain you how life in China is. You have to come here, you have to understand, you have to see yourself.
Do you get to see Chinese tourists or Chinese immigrant in Germany?
Yeah, tourists for sure. Immigrants not so many because it's very hard. Also, Germany is a country with very bad food. So Chinese people would rather go to Australia or Canada or the US because you have big Chinese communities there. And I think it's easier to go there because also Germany, yeah, I have some friends, some Chinese friends living there, and also the Chinese students are the biggest group of foreign exchange students in Germany. Oh. Yeah, that's true. But staying there, it's just still a minority. Most of them would come back to China.
That means if the German people don't really go to China, they won't really get to see the opportunity to get along with the Chinese people.
Yeah, I mean, it's very far away, right? So you have to go on a plane for 10 hours at least, maybe now like 12 or 13 hours if you fly with the German airline. So it's so far away. So most of the people, if they go on holidays, they would go to the Netherlands or to France or to Spain, Italy, because it's very close. You can drive there with a car. But going to China for them is very, very far away. For business people, it's easy. They know that they have to do business in China, and they do a lot of business in China. So they come here on a regular basis. But for the normal German tourists, most of them wouldn't come to China.
Oh, so if they want to go to Asia, probably they'd rather go to
Thailand.
Yeah. Why Thailand?
Thailand is much more cheaper, and also a lot of people, they like beaches, they like the vibes there, or go to Bali.
Oh.
Yeah, and China is not very famous for its beaches, right? Even we have Hainan here, but people would rather go to Thailand. The cost of living is much more cheaper there, right? If you have a meal for $2. If you like big city life, then come to Shanghai, come to Tokyo. It's good, but most of the people, they just want to relax. And Shanghai is maybe not the most relaxing city in the world.
Yeah. Still, I say that Shanghai and Tokyo are very similar in many ways, but I would say that Shanghai people are more relaxed compared to the Tokyo people.
Yeah, especially if you take the metro, then you see like everyone is very busy on the Tokyo metro. But the thing is, like, I rarely take the metro in Shanghai because everywhere I go with a bike. So it's very hard to compare. This is also one thing I love about Shanghai. You can go everywhere with your bike. You don't need a car, you don't need a metro. Sure. I take a taxi maybe 3 or 4 times a month, and metro maybe once every 2 or 3 months.
So most of the time you just take a bike?
Yeah, because my radius is just like 5 kilometers. Just from here to home or to some restaurants, and just take the bikes.
Yeah. Very convenient.
It is.
And you don't even need to own a bike because a rental bike is everywhere.
Yeah. I don't have my own bike. Yeah.
That actually makes me a lot easier to move around in China as well. Me as a traveler, I cannot own a bike here, but still I can use a bike if I have an Alipay account.
Yeah. And this is also something I find very interesting. If I go to other cities, I went to Hong Kong last, and in Hong Kong you cannot ride a bike, or in Bangkok, Tokyo, I don't know, people riding the bikes in Tokyo?
We do.
Yeah, but it's not as common as in Shanghai.
No.
I think even in other cities in China, like if you go to Chongqing, for example, or you go to other places, not a lot of people ride the bikes. But here in Shanghai, it's a very common mode of transportation.
Yes, and it's cheap, very.
It is.
Yeah, very convenient.
It's like $2 or $3 a month. Yeah.
Now I understand that probably most of the European people don't even have an idea on what's really happening in China. Right?
Yeah, so that's why we need people like you and me to tell the people in Japan, in Europe, in the West, and other countries what's happening here.
That is why that you have been showing the reality of China through the video, and now you have a new company and doing new business here, right?
Yeah. The question is like, what is reality, or is there even reality? Because reality for me is different than reality for you.
True.
For example, the city of Shanghai, it's just a city. So some people hate it. Some people hate to live here. They say it's too stressful, you cannot earn any money. And some people like me love living here. I think it's so many opportunities, very interesting people, good food. So what is reality? Both is reality.
Yeah.
So what I can do, I can show my reality to the world, but it may be different from yours or hers or his reality.
And I would also like to ask you about what you are doing right now, Asiabits. So could you tell me more about it?
Sure. So we found out the problem we already were talking about, that people in the West don't understand Asia. They don't understand what's going on here. But on the other hand, it is very important to understand here, because all the innovation, everything regarding technology is happening here. So I said, I'm living here, I do the research myself, I have to tell them. And then I said, okay, the best way to do it would be a newsletter. So what we do now, we send out daily business briefings, so from Monday to Friday, and every day in under 5 minutes, we summarize what is happening in Asia, in Japan, in China, in South Korea, Singapore, Vietnam, and all the other countries. So everything about technology and innovation that is happening here, and people love it. So we started 4 months ago, and our goal was to get 10,000 subscribers till the end of the year, and now we already almost have it. So we still have 2 months left, because it is actually in need. People really want to read about it. They want to see firsthand what is happening in Asia. We have so many people contacting us and saying, oh, we're very interested in what you do. We are interested in innovation, in technology in Asia. Please write more. Can you do some community events, and so on and so on. So we're very happy about it, because our mission is already quite successful after 3 months.
Wow.
So yeah, this is what we're doing. And then in the future, we also will do other newsletters. For example, we already started an AI newsletter. We send it out every week once, so people can read everything about AI, people just interested in AI. Then we also will do travel in the future. We will also do a lot of small topics, so people can, for example, people in Japan like you can help us to write something about Japan, right, and deliver information. So this is very interesting, and we are very looking forward where this will be in 10 years. We are very optimistic that this will be huge in 10 years.
I see that Asia takes a huge part in the world, because many things are happening here, right?
Yeah. And it will just be more and more important. Like in 10 years, nowadays, even more than 50% of the consumption power worldwide is in Asia. And people will just get richer. People will have more spending power here. There will be more innovation, more technology. So I'm so happy that I am in Asia right now and not in Europe. And I'm very sure that whatever happens the next 10, 15, 20 years, I will stay here. I will travel a lot to Japan, to Singapore, to Vietnam, to other places. And learn, and then write about what I see and deliver all the information, all the stories I see here to the West.
Wow, because they need it.
Yeah, as I said, no problem in this world can be solved without the Asian countries. World peace, economy, environmental problems, we all need China, Japan, South Korea, Vietnam, Singapore.
The interesting things, like for example, me living in Tokyo, always being in Asia, I thought that we Asian people always look up to the Europe or in America, the Western people. But you're talking about how the European people are curious about what's happening in Asia. So probably they also would like to learn from what Asian countries are doing, I guess.
Oh yeah, for sure. And this is a very, very common concept in history, that the global powers are always shifting. You know, before, countries like the Netherlands, UK, they were big countries. They were the #1 worldwide. They were like coming to Asia, to Africa, to colonize all these countries. And now, I mean, Netherlands and UK, they're very small countries, not very important. And before the last decades, the US was the biggest country, number one in the whole world, and this power is shifting. Now Asia is becoming a region that is really, really important, and because I read all the news every day, and I also see a shift in the narrative of the Western media where they exactly say what you just said. Oh, maybe we ignored Asia for too long. Now we have to learn, because when you go to China, when you go to Shanghai, on the streets you see like 60-70% of the cars are electric cars already. In Germany it's far, far away from this number. So they say, oh, okay, maybe now it's the time that we have to learn something from Asia, from China. And it's the same with e-commerce, for example, with live stream shopping, with all Jingdong, JD, Taobao. They do it really, really good, all the e-commerce. Then it's the same with AI. We have DeepSeek here in China. We have a lot of AI. We have SoftBank in Japan. We have Samsung. We have SK Hynix in South Korea. All the big players are either in the US or in Asia. And Europe is somewhere in between, you know? So that's why Europe is looking right and left to the US and to Asia. And nowadays it's like, for sure, they're saying, okay, there is a lot we can learn from Asian countries.
Wow, that's very encouraging to hear,
Yeah.
actually. Wow, and so you have been living in Shanghai for more than 10 years, right?
Yeah.
What do you like about China? What do you like about Shanghai?
So I have just been living in Shanghai, not in any other Chinese city, and I think I would not move to Beijing, because what I like most about China is about Shanghai is that the food is really great. So I also went, you can tell me maybe from your point of view, I went to Tokyo, I went to Seoul, but I still think the best food options are here in Shanghai. So you get the best value for the money you give. So in Shanghai there are so many good restaurants, and even Japanese food, right? I like from my point of view. I don't know what do you think? The Japanese food in Shanghai, you have great restaurants here. You have great restaurants from other countries, but you also have great food from other provinces in China. So this is one thing. Then also the fitness scene. I really like so many running clubs, so many gyms, so many different sports clubs. The people here, the opportunities, also a huge German community here, international community. I mean, it's the same in Seoul and in Tokyo, I guess, but I don't speak the language. I speak Chinese, so that's why it's easier for me to get along here, right? And everything here, it's like every time after 10 years, when I take the bike and ride through Shanghai, especially on the bike, I feel so happy. I think, wow, this is a great city. I love being here. I love meeting so many interesting people. I love that I learn every day new stuff, and there's so much to do here. And yeah, so for me, it's the best city that I can choose to live in.
I actually feel the same, especially riding on the bike as well.
Okay, so when are you moving to Shanghai?
I don't know, I have to see. My idea would be half of a year in Shanghai, half of the year in Tokyo.
Yeah.
Because I also have a feeling that I still have to be in Japan for some amount of time, because I have a passion to encourage Japanese people. I mean, so for that, I also want to deliver the information from other country to Japan, but I also want to stay closer to the Japanese people as well.
True.
For that, myself has to be in the place as well. But still, I really love Shanghai.
Yeah, but it's a good idea. You can 50-50, right? Yeah.
So I feel so alive when I'm in Shanghai.
It's good to hear.
So I can so relate to you. So yeah, I enjoy riding a bike. I enjoy talking to the local people or any international people or even the Japanese people living in Shanghai. I really enjoy talking with those people.
Yeah. Great.
So how would you encourage the people who are listening to the podcast to understand more about China?
Number one, subscribe to Asiabits.
Yes.
Just joking. No, it's like the best thing is just to come here. If they have the opportunity, if they have the financial ability to come here for a week, take a look at yourself, come to Shanghai, go to Beijing, go to Xi'an, or go to Guangzhou, Shenzhen, whatever, and have a look for yourself. Talk to the people, eat the food, see for yourself, see the streets, and then a lot of questions will be answered, because I also talk a lot to business delegations coming from Germany here, and I always ask them, so who is the first time here in China? Then a few hands go up, and then I say, so what do you think of China? What is your impression of China? And there's one answer, they all say, it's so different than what I expected. This is almost 99% of the time they give this answer. So it's very hard for me to explain how is life in China to other people. You have to come and see for yourself.
Because probably what you were imagining in China, like when you were in Germany, and what you have actually saw in China must be very different, right?
Yeah, so different, so different.
Lots of good and bad culture shocks, I guess.
Yeah, I hope more good than bad. Yeah, I think most of the time it's more good culture shocks.
And that is why you are here.
Yeah. For me now it's more culture shock when I go back to Germany.
Like for example?
For example, here everything is so clean and safe. If you go to a big German city, it will be, and even New York, you go to New York, I was there last year, so dirty, and it's like you don't feel as safe. In Shanghai, you as a woman, maybe you can even have a better feeling about it. When you go out at night or at 2 a.m., there's nothing you have to be afraid of, right? But if you do the same in Los Angeles or in Berlin or in London, it's not as safe. So safety is a big issue, right? But I guess it's not just a Shanghai thing, it's also Tokyo and Seoul. Asian cities are much more safer than the ones in the West. And then the weather and the mood in Germany is not very good. Most people are not very happy, not very looking forward to what the future brings. And I still see a difference here in Asia. And also the trains. German trains are so bad. It's unbelievable. You cannot take the trains, always late, and it's not just like 5 minutes late, it's like 50 minutes late, 60, 70, 70.
Really?
Really, 1 hour late. You cannot plan. If I want to go from one city to another, I cannot take the train because it's so unreliable, you know? Japanese are the best in doing punctual trains, right? You do the Shinkansen and then it's like 1 second too late, they say, oh, sorry, we are late for 1 second. And then Germans said, we are late 60 minutes again, so whatever.
And they never apologize.
They do apologize.
Okay.
But apologies, they don't change a thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I gotta go to Germany in the future.
You have to experience for your own. Your own.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed listening to your story.
Yeah, thank you so much for the invitation. I really enjoyed the conversation too.
Thanks so much for listening. I'll keep sharing real stories that show what China is really like. Follow the show and stay tuned. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to send me a message. See you next time. 下次见.